Hi, nobodies. Yeah, it's my thing, okay? This is like take five. Take four was 13 minutes before I said, you got off topic talking about hookers. So, um, I got a lot done today. Not enough in my mind. I know that I got a lot done today because I didn't stop to eat. I'm gonna eat though. I've been saying that for 20 minutes. I'm gonna eat though when I'm done with this. Um, so I was out with my aunt today and we were having a discussion, about all the things she's done in her life. She's got lots of, she was kind of like, well, I thought if I kept going to school, I'd figure out what I want to be when I grow up. She's 70 and she holds bachelor degrees and stuff. She's got degrees out the ass. Some of them she used, some of them she didn't. You know, um, very accomplished woman. And it was kind of sad. She was going to buy her grandparents' property when it came up for sale. It was like $12,000 and it was 30 acres. And she couldn't do it because she was a female. They didn't give loans to females or mortgages or whatever to females. They were like, hey, get a guy to sign. I mean, you could be unemployed. You could have been an unemployed man who hadn't had a job in like 10 years, and they would have been like, okay, here you go. But an employed female, they were like, you need a man, honey. And then, of course, the bank manager offering to write her the loan if she'd quote unquote date him, you know. So I'm guessing that this occurred in the 60s. She did not take it, and I was like, that's just sad because she would have owned that. And really when you think about it, they lost nothing. If she didn't pay, they would have gotten the money she'd already paid and then get to sell the place again. So I mean, it's not like it's not that big of a risk, but that's how it was at the time. So this afternoon, having this conversation with my aunt was kind of neat because this afternoon I was talking to a friend on Facebook, and he said, as a lot of people that I associate with will say, I'm just gonna be forever alone. Nobody's ever gonna want me. Blah blah blah. Not that I'm invalidating that statement. I am saying blah 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 because we've all heard it. We know how that feels. I think everybody knows how that feels too. To to feel like nobody's ever gonna want me. Nobody's ever going to be faithful, or nobody's ever going to love me the way that I want to be loved. You um, that's typical girl thoughts, and I know that guys will think different thoughts. And just so you guys know, just in case you didn't, and I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm going to because I'm me. But if you're a guy who doesn't have an above average penis, and you're like, if my penis was just bigger, I'd have more confidence. I know somebody who knew somebody who had a big penis and he was embarrassed by it. So the grass is not greener on the other side. See, that's probably one of the things that guys think. No chick will ever let me do this, like they're like, she'd rather ride Squidward's nose, or she's gonna laugh at my penis. Um, Everybody's got these insecurities, and at certain times they pop up. Like nobody's ever gonna love me, and I'm forever gonna be alone. I'm never gonna find what I'm looking for, or the I don't ask for much, you know. Um, so I told him, I said, dude, you have to reframe that thought. It's not, I'm forever going to be alone. No, no, think of it this way. There's no bitch draining my account because I can say that women are expensive and sometimes gay men are. It's always been a joke that I heard that, you can't have a girlfriend and have money, or gay men always have money. It's because they don't have a bitch. So using that stereotype or whatever is just say, hey, it's not you're forever alone. It's, hey, there's no bitch draining my account. The other thing, and this is where my aunt comes in, she had time to do the things she wanted to do. She didn't have to worry about, when if her friends would have said, hey, we're going to go do this. You coming? All she had to think was, do I want to? And that is the beautiful thing about not being in a relationship. You just have to figure out whether you want to do what people are like, hey, you want to go do this? No. There's no, well, let me see what the wife's got planned for tonight, or, she's been with the kids all day. She's going to be awfully pissed at me if I don't come straight home. I mean, that is one of the perks to being single is that you don't have to worry about how much attention you're giving somebody else because relationships are needy things. And if you're not needy in a relationship, there's like my last relationship, I didn't hang on my husband, and he didn't really hang on me. We did like this whole, like, we were always kind of separate. Everything was always very separated. So either one of us, like, he knew pretty much that I wasn't gonna say shit if he was out doing something unless I had the kids. Like, I didn't give a fuck what he did while the kids were at school. I was like, fucking just leave me alone. I mean, that's kind of that is, he's probably going to say that's exactly how you were. Um but that was the thing, if it wasn't coming to like the kids being there, I really didn't care if he was there or not. I hate to say that. That makes me sound so horrible, but I am a loner. It's when the kids were around, that's when it was like, okay, guys, you know, if you're the only adult there, then you're the only person that they're going to bother when they need help with something. So you want the other person there just so you can occasionally say, go see your father about that. Have your father do that, you know, kind of to half the workload. And it's really tough if you've got a young one. Um, that's why a lot of times women who have kids, if your girlfriend's always bitching about you never being home, if you've got kids, typically that's going to be the problem, is that she's tired of being the only adult there dealing with them. Now, I mean, sometimes she just wants your attention. You got to play that by ear. Gone off topic. Sort of, kind of, maybe, totally, I don't know. But I said, that's how you reframe that thought. Now, if you want kids, yeah, you've got a limited amount of time that you're dealing with, and it does suck. When you're really trying to find that, because it's tough. Sometimes that stuff doesn't fall into line when you want it to, because a lot of people want to get it done early, and so they'll spend like their younger years going for that, and then when they get older, they're like, wait, I'm almost 40 and I don't have any kids. 40-year-old women, are kind of at the end of having kids, you know, so a guy that's 40, if he wants kids, he's going to have to dip lower than 40 for the most part. Or he's going to have money for a surrogate or money for adoption lawyers and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I mean, that's one of those things that it's like, you know, there is a time is of the essence thing, especially for women. Men, you can be 90 years old and have a kid. You know, you just won't be able to play with him very much. Wife will be changing your diapers and his. What I'm trying to say in a long way, and I'm pretty sure I actually made my point, is that you don't have to always look at things as it's never going to happen. Because a lot of things happen when you stop trying. I mean, I'm not saying like if you're concerned about being forever alone, I'm not saying like throw on some sweatpants, stop bathing, stop taking care of yourself. No, no, that will not help you in this case. But stop trying so hard. Uh, I can say for one, um, that women will say, I want this and this and this and this. And these guys will try so hard to be all of those things. And the women will be like passing them up for an asshole. We do this. It's because there's a certain amount of work that we feel like we have to do. At least I think that's how it works. That's how I see it. Is that a guy who's falling all over us and is just constantly attentive and intuitive and all of this, we feel like, I don't know, like we're not having to work for it at all. You know, it's just like, oh, he'll do whatever I want him to. You know, it's like it's not really annoying. It's just not, it's like we can't appreciate it when somebody's giving it to us. We're strange creatures. The But when a guy acts like an asshole, then we're like, "Oh, did I do something wrong? Oh, I better do something nice for him." You know, like we feel like we have to work for it and it works. So, I'm saying, you know, dudes, you do not have to be super nice. Be yourself. When I say stop trying so hard, be yourself. Don't worry about upsetting her. I mean, well, worry about it, but you know, don't conform yourself to what you think she wants. Be yourself. That'll get you a lot further than trying to be who some chick says she wants, because we don't fucking know. Okay? We don't. We're weird. Um, yeah, when I say stop trying so hard, it's just stop trying so hard. Be yourself. If you're single, you know, and you feel like I'm forever going to be alone, work on your body. Work on your diet. Get healthier, you know? Learn a hobby. You know, you want like check this out. A dude who crochets can walk into a crochet class. He's the only dude there. It's not a bad game. You know, there's bound to be some woman there who's like, "Oh, I'm gonna set you up with my grandbaby," or there's some women there that are young and learning to do it. Crocheting and knitting is not just for old women. So you're in a room full of women. It's kind of slick when you think about it. I felt that way about when my daughter was in band. They had like, I don't know how many flute players, but one of them was a boy. And I was like, shit, he's surrounded by girls. It's like perfect for him, you know? He's he's around, he knows all these girls. He's talking to all these girls. He's in, you know, sort of. They're like, "Oh, he crochets. Oh. Hmm." You know. I mean, I'm not saying that that's a selling point for me, but for some people, I mean, that gets you in the room with them. You know, these may not be the type of women that are going to go to bars, you know. And also with the whole forever alone, I'm like, hey, you know, like on the same vein of no bitch is draining your account. Hooker gives you her price up front. Just saying. You know, if it's gotten to where you're that desperate to be touched by a human being, you know, hooker's a pretty cheap date. And I hate to say it because it's really bad of me, but so are addicts. Addicts are really cheap dates. You know, just hide all your valuable shit. You know, don't take them to your house. You know, and get yourself tested, use protection, all that good stuff. You don't have to have a girlfriend. You can have like your best bud that keeps you company, you know, and then when you just need to get laid, you just find somebody, you know, and like I said, if you can't just find somebody who'll do it for free, hookers are not that expensive. And on that note, I should sign off, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my hooker thing, which is it should be legal. If I can give it away, I should be able to sell it. Plain and simple, it's mine. If I want to sell it and somebody wants to pay for it, I should be able to. That should be totally legal. And if you're going to go on that whole, well, they spread diseases, at least you know that the hooker is probably carrying one. You know, the hooker is more likely to go get tested than your average country girl. You know, I mean, if she's been, you know, her boyfriend leaves her, she doesn't know he's been fucking around on her and gave her an STD. And then, you know, the next guy she comes up on, you know, he's like, well, how many men you been with? Oh, just 2. You know, and I was in a 5-year relationship. He's going to sit there and think, well, hey, you know, she's probably clean. And she might have like 5 different STDs. You know, and the hooker that you just paid for doesn't have a single one. You know, you can't go on, they're spreading disease. You know, they are, but so are regular folk. You know, doesn't matter if you're a lawyer or a hooker, you can catch chlamydia. And I think it should be legal. And if it was legal, they could say that they have a job, could pay taxes. It would be a safer profession. There would be, I mean, granted, serial killers would have to stick to drug addicts or people who wouldn't work for a reputable business, you know, like staying in a hotel, a brothel, an actual brothel. The trade could be safer. And I mean, I guess a lot of women would be mad because they couldn't keep a boyfriend because he'd be like, you think what you got, I can go buy what you just gave me and be cheaper. You know, and she'll do everything I want. You know, I mean, that's the truth. There's girls who won't do things. Hookers will do just about anything if the price is right. Girls, though, girlfriends, not so much. You have to go for, you know, you have to spend, and please, come on. If there's something your girlfriend doesn't like to do, you're going to have to do something special to get her to do it. So you're basically paying for it anyway. You have to be nice to your girlfriend to get laid. So just cut out the whole niceties. You know, you can just go pay for it. I'm a horrible person, but it makes sense to me that if it's legal to give it away, then you should be able to sell it. I mean, unless you're talking about kids. But that's a whole different story. And I better stop now. Um, Already talked for 20 minutes. I suck. Random thought. I had a great day. I hope that you had a great day. And if you didn't, as I always say, every moment is an opportunity to turn it around. It's I mean, somebody killed your sister. Yeah, it's a shitty day for you. There is no framing that in a nice way. There's no reframing that. That fucking sucks. And you're going to have to get through that. That day is going to be horrible. There is no bright side. Except maybe, like, well, she didn't suffer. You know, there's bright sides, but that doesn't help with the loss. But shit like having to stress over money because something, and something coming up when you're stressing over money, try to put a positive spin on it. Calm yourself down, one step at a time. Like, what can I do? What can I do? Can I do it right now? Like, talk it out with yourself if you have to. If you don't have somebody to talk it over with, talk it over with yourself. Work it out. Do not be like, I gotta come up with $3,000 like right this second. No. And if it comes down to something's gonna cost you that, or like you see something you really, really want, and it's like a once in a lifetime thing, sometimes not getting what you want is a blessing. I actually have that on a plaque. Sometimes things not going, sometimes not getting what you want is a blessing. There's a plan. So, yeah, you might be like, oh, I'm so bummed I couldn't get that thing that I wanted because I didn't have the money, and now I've got the money and it's gone. And then you end up finding something better, or you find out that it was fake or fucked up somehow or other, or you never find out, that kind of thing. You just have to trust that that's the way of it. That, if you can't have something, maybe you didn't need it, or you didn't need that one, or something else is coming up that you're going to need something for. Anyway, I am going to go now. Have a great night. Bye.